Close your eyes. Breathe in deep. Let the breath out. You're about to be guided into an imaginal world built of concrete and cold, where snow crystals fuse, assuming shapes right out of your dreams. Feel the light sting of the flakes of snow as they land on your cheeks. Glimpse the outlines of this grand city that beckons you. Sense the way your legs want to carry you someplace you've never been. Shed fear like it's a coat that no longer fits. Now, you're ready to journey. You're standing at the corner of a crowded intersection in a big city, waiting for the walk signal. Skyscrapers tower above you. Cars race along at breakneck speed. Taxi cabs zip in and out of traffic, horns blaring. A distant siren wails, the sound descending in pitch as it fades. All around you stand hundreds of other human beings who are dialed into their phones or their own distracted thoughts. A heavy snow is falling, forming drifts on the sidewalks and in the corners of store windows. Fragments of music waft toward you. A block away is a street musician, his bow dashing across the strings of his violin. Normally, even a hint of music would stir your heart. But today you feel strangely unmoved. In fact, you feel cold, hard, like you're made of the same concrete that surrounds you in this urban jungle. As you wait for the light to change, your eyes wander to the image on the Jumbotron high up on the building across the street. Glittering silver letters roll across the screen. Snow Pavilion, you murmur to yourself as you read the words. What's a snow pavilion? The light changes, but instead of a walk signal, the words Snow Pavilion begin blinking at you in acid white letters. Your mouth drops open, and your head whips around as you look to see whether anyone else notices the message. But no one seems even remotely aware of the fact that the walk signal has been replaced by something else entirely. Dazed, you step into the crosswalk, along with the dozens of other people moving in the same direction. You pull your scarf tighter around you, thrust your hands into your pockets, and keep your head down as a bracing gust of wind sends snow right at you. Your heart is pounding. What is going on? When you pass a used bookstore, something in the window catches your attention, and you stop, back up, and stare in disbelief. There in the display, a large, ancient-looking book is propped on a lacquered wooden easel and angled so that you can clearly see the title emblazoned in glittering silver letters across the cover. This can't be, you say to yourself. You pull open the door to the shop, step inside, and wander over to examine the book in the window display. You reach carefully for Snow Pavilion. The pages are yellowed and brittle, their edges tipped with silver. But the faded illustrations capture scenes from a sparkling world where animals and fairy folk are being spun out of frost and ice. In every picture, a mysterious figure wields icy magic, creating the fanciful creatures and snowscapes being knitted together from the threads of snow crystals streaming from his fingers. You page through the entire book, marveling at the beauty of these images, imagining what you could create if your hands possessed mastery over the snow and ice. When you reach the last page of the book, a bold message takes your breath away. Are you the hero of the Snow Pavilion? It reads. Collect the 3 tickets and find out. Lost in your thoughts, You close the book, replace it on its stand, and quickly leave the store. An icy wind greets you as you step out into the cold. You're pulling your coat tighter around you when the violinist, braving the storm, suddenly stops playing his instrument, aims a closer look at you, and nods to his violin case, which lies open on the snow-covered sidewalk. "Something in there for you," he says, using his bow as a pointer. To your astonishment, there, lying on the worn red velvet of the case, on top of a mound of coins and dollar bills, is a silver ticket. Bearing this straightforward declaration, you are the hero of the Snow Pavilion. Your gaze lifts, and you stare at the violinist, whose cryptic smile lifts just a little. "Go ahead. Take it." You bend down, retrieve the ticket, and skim your thumb across the embossed silver letters. Meanwhile, the violinist has already forgotten you, his bow dashing across the strings of his instrument once more. You're in a daze, walking aimlessly now. 1 block, 2 blocks. You were on your way somewhere before this business started, but now you can't remember where. The wind has picked up, and snowflakes spin around you. Suddenly, a yellow taxi swings up to the curb and skids to a stop right next to you. The back window comes down, and a hand beckons you over. You approach warily, and the hand disappears into the car, then reappears, holding another ticket. Cautiously, you reach to take it, but when your mouth opens, your question ready to tumble out, the cab lurches forward and speeds away, leaving you staring down at this new silver ticket in your hands. Like the first one, it reads, "You are the hero of the Snow Pavilion." Maybe you're dreaming. Maybe this is all a wild dream, and you're not really here on a sidewalk in a snowstorm, holding 2 improbable glittering tickets which declare you to be the hero of the Snow Pavilion. Your head comes up. You look around, and you realize you're near the city's biggest park. If this is some wild dream, you're still lucid enough to realize that you're about to act on an impulse that feels very important. You thrust the tickets in your pocket and wander toward the lake that lies in the heart of the park, startled at how quickly the snow has blanketed the benches, the monuments, the statues. It ticks down through the trees, veiling them. Foot traffic in the park is already thinning, and pedestrians pull their coats tighter around them as they hunch against the cold, hurrying off to warmer places. You feel like the lone inhabitant in a snow globe. Then, you notice the dim outline of a small human standing a ways off, observing you. You stop where you are and wait. Whether it's a he or a she, you can't tell. But as this figure steps into the circle of lamplight spilling down from a nearby lamppost, you notice the strange costume, a jester-like suit made of bright silver fabric. Even more startling is the way the figure moves nimbly toward you, dropping into a deep bow. Hesitantly, you reach to take the silver ticket the jester holds out. And as the ticket passes into your hand, here come these words of warning. You are the hero, but you must leave the Snow Pavilion before the sun rises tomorrow, or you will be lost in that world, never again to return to the race of humans. Before you can ask for any clarification, the jester turns and dances off into the night, singing like a minstrel in some unknown language, leaving no tracks in the snow, just the faint tinkling of bells. You are still for a moment. The noise of the city tapers off to nothing. Each time you breathe out, a frosty plume materializes in the air. The flakes of snow feel like needles on your cheeks. The tips of your fingers are growing numb. But as you question whether to keep going, there's a whoosh of cold wind, the sound of ice cracking, and you whirl around just in time to see something forming on the surface of the lake. You gasp in surprise as a grand pavilion begins erecting itself. Drawing closer, you watch, hypnotized, as thousands of swirling threads of snow crystals begin weaving themselves into an enormous structure, which grows and crystallizes, sucking flakes of snow from the air, knitting them into its architecture. Within minutes, it's complete. A masterpiece of snow and ice, like something out of a Scandinavian winter's tale. As you step out onto the frozen surface of the lake, you can feel the temperature dropping. But the frigid cold is nothing compared to the crystalline beauty of the pavilion. You ascend the front steps, where, blocking the threshold, is a red velvet cord that stretches across the entrance. On the ground below it is a small, lidless box made entirely of ice, a clear message etched into it. "Ticket, please," reads the message. Instinctively, you know what to do with the ticket still in your hand, and you drop it in the box, then watch in amazement as the box vanishes, the velvet cord crumbles and disintegrates, turning to rose petals that waft out into the air, where the wind catches them and sends them fluttering. The main hall of the pavilion leaves you breathless. All around you stand life-size statues, their smooth ivory surfaces glowing an icy blue. Above you, panes of pure ice form the ceiling, and suspended from it are softly glowing pendant lights, shaped like snow crystals. Drawn to the statues, you can't stop yourself from sliding your hands along their contours, feeling along their smooth, cold surfaces. Something tingles through your fingertips, an energy, a power that wants to seize control of you. But as you feel it begin to flow through you, you notice a second box, positioned in the exact center of the floor. This box, too, is made of ice, and you instinctively pull the second ticket from your pocket, walk to the box, and drop the ticket in, which causes both box and ticket to vanish as before. Now the energy pulsing through you feels too strong to ignore. Your hands lift, and as they move through the air, matter leaps to life from your fingers. You stop mid-motion, afraid. But the sensation is too powerful, and your hands surrender to it, sweeping through the air, painting. Streams of snow crystals flow from your fingertips, becoming three-dimensional scenes. Snow-covered mountains dip down into oceans whose waves ripple out along the floor of the pavilion, cascading onto icy shores studded with blue crystals that wink in the glow of the hall. Out of your fingers leap fully formed, diamond-eyed white tigers and polar bears that rear up on their hind legs, roaring. Now come figures, warrior women and men with silver hair that hangs to their waists, and blue fire in their eyes. When you're done, your hands fall to your sides and you collapse to your knees, exhausted, breathing heavily, your energy spent. A deep sense of foreboding grips you, but the pavilion glows, your creations dancing and pulsating with life. You notice now that the other statues, the ones you encountered when you first entered, have somehow retreated to the periphery, as if to make room for what you have brought to life. Fatigue overtakes you, and you realize that all you want to do is sleep. You try to fight it, but your eyes want to close, your eyelids coming down almost in slow motion. Your mind is emptying. Your hand goes to your cheek. It's ice cold. You should feel startled when your fingers find marble there instead of flesh. But with each second that ticks by, all you can bring yourself to care about is sleeping for a few minutes, or maybe forever. Light flares through the frosted panes that form the windows of the pavilion. Could it be the sun? Could you really have been here all night? You have to rouse yourself. You have to leave. If the sun rises while you're still here inside, you'll be trapped. But strangely, you can't bring yourself to care. Sleep is all you want. Just cool, empty, dreamless sleep. As you're losing consciousness, you feel someone leaning over you, and your eyes fly open just in time to glimpse a flash of silver fabric. It's the jester who plucks the third ticket from your pocket and says, "There's a price for playing the hero, but now you've paid it." Just like that, the last ticket and the jester are gone. Oblivious to you, your snow creations make merry, reveling wildly under the bluish light of the snowflake pendants, unaware that you are turning to stone. As you lie back on the cold floor, you hear a deafening crack, and you feel the ice beneath you begin to fracture and separate. Panic swarms in your heart, but your body is too stiff and frozen to allow you to move. Your eyes close again. With your last conscious thought, you hold in your mind an image of fire, breathing in deep as you envision the glorious warm reds and yellows of flames as they shift in the darkness. You can feel the floor breaking up and water from the lake trickling in, but you keep picturing the fire, holding a vision of those flames flickering, licking the walls of the pavilion, heating the ice and melting your ice creations until they, too, begin to dissolve. When you come to yourself, the pavilion is gone, and you're sitting up on the ice. A thick layer of snow is settled over the frozen lake, but around you is a perfect circle where the snow is melted. A brief memory of the snow pavilion flashes in your mind, but you call up the image of the flames once more, and a feeling of warmth spreads through you. You lift your face to the sun as it begins to rise, its light touching the snow and setting it aglow. You are a journeyer.